Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagdatmananji's inspiring book Learn to Live, Volume 2, Chapter 4. As we sow, so we reap. Now let us listen to this discussion on the episode Karma Rebounds. Glands themselves are focal points for the expression of the heredity of the psyche for its karma, says Edgar Cayce. The following are a few examples he gives. 1. A young woman who suffered from obesity became miserable and asked Cayce about her condition. 2 births ago, you were a famous athlete in Rome. You used to make fun of those who could not run as fast as you could because of obesity. Lest you should hurt people again in this manner, you yourself are so fat now, said Edgar Cayce. 2. Tragic is the case of a woman who in her past life was a teacher in a French convent. Instead of regarding mischief and wrongdoing as a natural for the age of children, and instead of taking upon herself the responsibility of patiently correcting their behavior, she used to punish children mercilessly. In her present birth, she contracted a disease involving excessive glandular activity, which resulted in uncontrolled bleeding, as a result of which for 15 days in a month she had to lie in bed. She could not continue her education and had to suffer throughout her life. Though with great difficulty she managed to get married, the marriage ended quickly in a divorce. She got addicted to drinking and finally put an end to her own life. She got addicted to drinking and finally put an end to her own life. 3. He was a 20-year-old angry young man. His elders of the Catholic Christian faith had persuaded him to accept the life of a priest. But life as a priest did not interest him. On the other hand, his mind was deeply fascinated, disturbed by thoughts of homosexuality. When he consulted Cayce, he said, "In your past life you were in the French court and you had exposed the homosexual life of several courtiers. You had then taken pleasure in condemning the shortcomings of others. You had used your cartoonist skill entirely for that purpose. Condemn not, then, says Cayce, that you be not condemned. For indeed, with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. And what you condemn in another, that you become in yourself." Cayce says repeatedly that excessive pride in one's own culture, religion, and knowledge, without trying to understand others' miseries, will cause serious karmic repercussions. For example, 4. A 27-year-old lieutenant in the army had developed a severe inferiority complex. He was always filled with diffidence. Unable to fathom the reason for his nervous debility, he went to Cayce. Cayce said, "This gentleman was in his past life a literary critic. He used to condemn in harshest terms whatever he did not find to be to his taste. He had caused confusion and doubt in the minds of innumerable people. Now he himself was in a state of unredeemed confusion and doubt." There are not many in the world who do real justice to the task of a critic. Many, in the name of freedom of expression and in the name of unbiased criticism, indulge in an exhibition of self-righteousness and outright condemnation of others. They never exercise any restraint on their unbridled vituperation and denigration of others. Though they do not have the ability to understand properly the thoughts and feelings, habits and practices, customs and rituals of others, they make unwarranted attacks and increase their own sense of egoism. They always regard themselves as superior to others in every way, and indulge in vile and contemptuous attack. This egoism will be put in its place in another context, in another life. It does not mean that there is no place for constructive criticism, but to look at others' failings through a magnifying glass and to indulge in exaggerated condemnation is undoubtedly a manifestation of evil nature. Casey says that one will reap the harvest of sowing the seed of evil. Tomorrow we will be discussing the episode Errors of Omission and Commission. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.